Welcome to Volatility 411. For Equity Armor Investments, I'm Joe Teague. Today I'd like to talk about the economic calendar and how to trade it. Now, when thinking of the economic calendar, we have to start with the FOMC meeting. Those have been huge market events in 2022. And really, if you go back and look at the charts, they've been inflection points as to what's going to happen over the next few months. Now, thinking about these events, it's actually not been much of a surprise what the actual policy is going to be. Powell has done a good job at letting the market know exactly what the rate policy will be for that meeting, but their future guidance, of course, has been a market-moving event. So they have been saying, of course, in 2022, they're going to keep interest rates higher. They're going to tackle this inflation head on. So that's been really critical. And of course, we all are talking about inflation. That's why the inflation numbers are so critical on the economic calendar. That's the CPI and the PPI. Those have been big market movers, both directions. You go back to November, thinking about such a big move. We had a slightly better than expected inflation number, and wow, the market took off from there just because the market was looking for any sign that inflation has peaked and any sign that these interest rates subsequently will be going lower, because that's what the Fed has telegraphed. Now, after that, of course, we're watching the jobs report. The jobs report is super critical, again, to the interest rate policy. They have a dual mandate. They have inflation, but they also have employment. So we're watching that, and almost the market's kind of keying in on that to see, is the recession here? Is it happening? Is this a soft landing? Is it a hard landing? All of that is going to be critical as to how these earnings do in equities. Now, how do you trade all of these events? Well, going back to the FOMC meeting, you often get a big move followed by a fade of that reaction, and sometimes the fade of the fade phase. So for me, I like to sit back and wait. A lot of people like to trade those actively. That's one strategy. But for me, I just kind of like to sit back and wait. There's a lot of moving pieces. Sometimes it really takes till the next day to really get it all figured out. You got, of course, the interest rate move, but then there's some currency moves, and it all weighs on equity significantly. So for me, I like to take it slow, let it come to me, wait for the next day to get the trend that we're going to have going forward. For Equity Armor Investments, I'm Joe Teague.